Hey guys, Aaron Kurtz here, and coming at you with another video. And this one's going to be geared towards getting control of your life, and especially if you've got anxiety, depression, OCD, mental health. Um, this could be beneficial to you. And I see a lot of content online about people with OCD and anxiety, and they're being fed this story of I was born this way. It's my genetic fate. It's in my DNA. It's just the way I am. I get it. That's reassuring to you when you don't know why you have what you have. Fatalism, genetic fate feels good initially because it gives you sense of what's going on. This screwed up reality in your mind. In my experience, it's not the truth, though. It's not really what's going on. Man, genetic fate. This does not tell the whole story. And I want to, my message a lot of the time is like, I just did a short recently, just the other day about, looking at your brain is like an algorithm. Whatever you focus on, your brain gets the message that you want more of it. And this makes a lot of sense because from a survival perspective, right, our brain would have needed to work this way. You focus on the bear, the lion, the threat, the danger. Your brain's going to work to keep you safe and help you survive. And our brains have done this for a very long time. And so it's wired this way. And this is where I think a lot of mental health professionals don't understand this, and they're digging around in trauma for so long. They're digging around and trying to correct the anxiety and fix it and take it away, and you're only feeding the brain that you want to get rid of anxiety. And if you want to get really good at getting rid of anxiety, well, you always got to have anxiety present, right? If you're always trying to heal from trauma, then you're always got to have trauma present. The brain wants to close a loop. Like in narrative framework, they talk about a open loop, open story loop. Um, think about when like you're watching a Netflix series episode, right? And after every episode, what happens? Right when the episode's getting ready to finish up, something happens in the storyline, something a little different right before the episode quits that makes you want to piques your interest. It's like, man, I gotta watch that second, and it rolls right into the next episode. At the end of that episode, someone dies or someone says something or something. This is on purpose because of what they call it's called opening a loop in the viewer's mind. When you open a loop, it's opening a a loop or a question that your mind, what we're talking about, is now going to try to close. When you close is you watch to figure out and to know how it ends. And so we do this by when you focus on something, your brain's going to continually try to chase after that. Continually try to prove that right, to try to close that loop. Now, no matter what it is. And so what do you want more of in your life? What do you want in your life? This is so hard to focus on when you're in a reality, a hellish reality, and you don't understand the thoughts and your reactions. Everything is just the reactions you have are so pathological in a way. So this gets better over time. Gets better over time, and with more practice. So you got to look at, what do I want? What do you want in your life? I was like going with that. I was going somewhere with that, and it just flew off into the distance. Oh, yes. Think about, so from my perspective, a lot of people who are giving people advice on OCD and anxiety haven't had it themselves, Maybe they got the degree, therapy, whatever, and they're learning. They're helping people with what they've been taught, not with what they've experienced. And you got the person that has had OCD anxiety, giving out advice, but they actually haven't had freedom in it. So both people aren't actually giving you advice that actually has worked for them. Either because A, they haven't experienced it and overcome it, or B, they haven't actually found an answer yet. I trust people who have actually gone through the thing I want help from and have actually found a solution, right? And in my experience, when I look back on my 20s, I'm 36 right now, but when I was in my 20s, right, in the thick of OCD and anxiety, and you look at what was my brain, just back out, zoom out, and look at like the priorities of my brain. It was trying to fight all these different fires of what I was focusing on, what I was trying to get rid of, all the anxiety I was trying to eliminate, all the intrusive thoughts I was trying to eliminate. I was not giving my brain any direction of escaping it. And that's why I messed around in OCD and anxiety for like 10 years. 10 freaking years because I didn't know this. What I'm telling you right now, I did not know. I got the usual advice from everybody out there. That was how to get rid of your anxiety. And so it wasn't until my 30s when I spun my wheels enough and someone told me this is the direction. What do you want from your life? Where do you want to go? What do you want to focus on? Everything works out perfectly. Anxiety and OCD went away. What would you be doing? You wouldn't still be trying to fix OCD and anxiety, poring over message boards, learning little hacks, all this little stuff. You'd be doing something. You'd be going out and living life. That's what people do. It's what we do, right? So it's a total shift in your thinking, because that's what I had to do. I look back in my life in my 20s, and my focus was not on living my life. It was not on really going after my career. It was not really going after the relationships in my life. It wasn't going after what I really even like doing the things that I really loved and cared about, which was fitness, my physique, my athleticism, all this stuff that I love and I'm passionate about, I really enjoy doing. I pushed it to the side because this other thing was more important. It was so seductive. This fear seduced me into just focusing right in. In those 10 years, I lost. I say I lost him because I wasn't living out of my enjoyment. And so, man, don't do that. Take my word for what I'm telling you. When you shift your brain from trying to accomplish these things, which is just going to be like a dog chasing its tail, and you shift it to outside of it, and you say, yes, I'm going to let this be where it's at in my life, but I'm going to shift my brain. I'm going to shift my focus onto these other problems in my life, which are like, hey, am I actually creating a career financially, stably? Do I have someone, a relationship working on? All these other things, you give your brain, you shift your brain's focus from here over here. And it gives you a chance to work on this stuff as you're going towards this stuff. This stuff's not just going to magically go away. You have to work through it, because underneath these OCD anxiety, right, are these patterns and beliefs and ways that we've worked with emotions and ways we think and stuff. And so that's going to be challenged naturally when you go after what you want and you get into the thick of your life, and you learn some skills with emotions and letting go of certain beliefs and patterns, right, around emotions. That just happen naturally. with that process, but it's a huge step. It's a huge step. And I really feel like that should be the focus. And maybe not early on for someone who has anxiety and OCD, because the inflammation and the fire is so great, right? When you're in that initial stage, once you get things calmed down, you can start to point your life and start to work that way. But um, yeah, that's really the word here in this video. And remember, those of us with OCD, especially pure OCD, if you've had that experience, you've got a unique personality. You got a unique personality, but you're not living authentically from that personality. Okay, what I mean by that is what's happening inside internally, the experience internally, who you really are, is not who you are outside of you. So you go into social settings, you talk to this person, there's a whatever, you're not really expressing and being true to how you feel inside about that person, about that experience. Now, we don't always have to be super authentic with people as far as like, I hate that person. You don't have to tell that person you hate them. But there's a degree of authenticity that we live out of. And those with if you have that pure, you've got this, we'll say, nomadic side that is more spontaneous. It behaves and acts a lot more before it thinks, right? It's more spontaneous, more curious, more fun, more playful. It doesn't overthink things. It just lives life. You have that in you. It's natural. I know this because you have pure OCD. And that energy is being turned inward. It's not natural for you to overthink things. It's not natural for you to plan everything out all the time before you do things. And so you're living your life in a different way than actually you are internally. And so that becomes part of the shift, is learning these parts of yourself. How do I actually feel inside about the life I'm living and how I'm interacting with people? Can I be a little more authentic and living true to that part of me? And what would happen? How would you feel? You feel pretty damn well. So a little bit of tidbits there. Hope something helped. Thanks for watching. Comment below. Hope your summer's going well.